Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nadeeka, Karunaratne. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I'm excited to share this research with you all today. So I'm going to jump right in to talking a little bit about what the context of this program that I was exploring. So this is a trauma healing yoga program that's implemented on college campuses across the country as well as in various community spaces. It's a multiple week series specifically for survivors of sexual assault, dating and domestic violence, and stalking. It involves trauma-informed yoga, which is a style of yoga instruction that emphasizes choice and options and empowerment of participants. And it's the context of this program is that it's a closed group, so it's the same students participating in that multiple week series. And it involves yoga practice, discussion, other forms of activities as well. So the research questions for this study were, how do women of color trauma healing yoga instructors conceptualize an environment that fosters healing in these yoga sessions, and then how do they then implement that healing environment? So I define environment as both the physical and socially constructed elements of a place, which can include the physical space itself, as well as the actions of individuals in that space, the images, symbols, and even affects and feelings that may arise for individuals in a place. So drawing from theories of space and place, particularly place attachment theory, that states that place is socially constructed and given meaning through social processes. So it's not just the physical space that we reside in and occupy. So the methodology for the study, I conducted interviews with 4 women of color trauma healing yoga instructors who have led this program on various college campuses in order to understand how they, again, conceptualize and implement these healing environments in the context of this yoga program. I also, as was mentioned, am a trauma-informed yoga instructor and have led these spaces as well. So as part of the methodology, I answered via journaling the questions in my interview protocol. So to jump in, first, how participants defined healing. So I created this visual about which includes some of the various ways and definitions that the participants shared, and just to highlight a few. So one, they use the word unlinear. So healing is an unlinear process that looks different for everybody. Relevant to the context of a yoga program is that all participants felt that healing in some way was somatic or body-based, and that it's something that's already within survivors and not necessarily that influence the way they kind of, again, conceptualize this healing environment. So the second theme around how these instructors conceptualized and implemented healing environments was the importance of intentionality. So they spoke about being purposeful and intentional with setting up the physical environment, with thinking about how they were going to facilitate and lead the program with the program structure. So some examples of this intentionality included song choices, the specific postures they chose to teach, as well as the quotes that they used in each session. So one quote from a participant named Aaliyah said, "But really it's taking that to a whole nother level, and not only a personal intention, but an intention of every aspect of this program. We have intention with the way in which we want survivors to feel safe and heard." The third theme was consistency, and the importance of consistency in helping students feel safe and comfortable, particularly many of these students of color, students who had never practiced yoga, that these instructors noted the importance of this consistency in creating that a safer space. Sophia said, "I think it's all about consistency, creating this expectation of what they're walking into each week." The next theme was care. So many of the participants discussed the idea of creating an environment where students, quote, feel cared for. One participant used the word, quote, feeling held. Aaliyah said, "One of the biggest things I want is wanting people to walk into the space and have it feel abundant and have them feel cared for." And then finally, which was huge, was the importance of representation. So all of the participants spoke about the importance of representation in the yoga environment, both as women of color instructors themselves in the context of a white-dominated yoga spaces in the West, but also through the symbols and materials that they chose to use, things like songs, those affirmation cards in that very first slide. So they gave tangible examples of artifacts like cards and songs and poetry and quotes written and created by women of color that they used in order to create this healing space that was representative of diverse and marginalized survivors. So Luna stated, for me to be brown and to be a woman and to have the odds against me and to be in this space as a healer is a really profound thing. Aria also shared in creating a space where they feel like they belong there. So many of these students that are of color, they don't see that they fit in a yoga space. So there's, so many future directions, particularly exploring from participants' perspectives, what are the effectiveness and kind of these healing spaces that these instructors conceptualize and implement. So thank you.